Hey guys, I believe in my last video I promised a guide explaining sniffers and packet parsers, so that's what we'll be getting into today. If you don't have a packet parser or the sniffer, I'll provide links in the description. Okay, so here is the sniffer provided by the creators of the latest Legion repack, and then here is the packet parser provided by the same people. Sorry, that was my phone. Uh, so if you don't have these, you'll have to make an account up here. Log in, make sure you follow all of these instructions, and then pick whichever one you use. The -64 one is obviously for your wow-64.exe, and this is just for regular 32-bit WoW. And then the packet parser, you can clone it with Git extensions on the desktop and whatnot, or you can just download the source straight from the site. Right here, clone and download. Download zip. I already have it downloaded, so I'm not going to do that. Or if you don't want to do any of that, just go ahead and go down here, click the release button, and it'll download. Okay, so on to the next part of this tutorial. The sniffer, when you run it while playing WoW, it gathers the data from where you're playing. So if you, for instance, did the dungeon Maw of Souls, you would get the creature spawns for Maw of Souls in the difficulty that you're on. And some of my packets. Maw of Souls entrance, that's me trying to get that all set up. Oh wait, I forgot I have a whole folder full of this. Okay. So yeah, just a bunch of random stuff. This contains literally everything from High Mountain. This is a bunch of mythic dungeons that I did with my guild. But I think we'll do High Mountain. Once you get the packet parser, well, I better show you that. Computer, downloads, latest. Drag and drop that. Oh noes. Drag and drop. Close that. Open the folder, and the first thing you'll want to do is edit this file. And if you're going to do this on Legion, the first thing you want to do is change the target database from 1, Wrath of the Lich King, to 4, Legion. So, 4. The dump format, it'll make a text document full of sniff data and SQL, which is 1. If you just want the SQL file, you go with 4. But I'm personally going to go with 1. And this is simply where you can pick everything. Like area triggers. Actually, that's a new one, I think. That wasn't there before. Let's just copy this. And equip template, model info. I'm just picking what I want. You can pick whatever you want. Game object add-on, creature, and creature add-on. All 4 of those are the spawns. But as of now, game object add-on does not work. Templates are basically just the items themselves. Gossip menu, that's self-explanatory. Item template won't work in Legion. Locals, which is like your client, US, EU, whatever. Spell clickables. Oh no! going about this all wrong. Okay, that's better. Just go ahead and go through this real quick. And all good. I picked those, so that's all good there. Now on to the next part. If you're experiencing errors, like it doesn't produce the files, change this value to true, and you'll get some idea of what's going wrong and where it's going wrong with. Use DBC. I normally go with true. True here. Database enabled, that's your MySQL database. Type in your info. And it looks all good, but if you're going to use DBC, you'll have to put the DBC files in there. Which I will do. Once I get to it. I have too many files. Oh, that was fast. Took ages before. Okay, now I just have to go find that packet file that I just lost. Which, again, was not in that directory. Drag and drop. Although I want to save the original where it was, because just the way I am. And what you do now, make sure your database is on and your DBC files are in here, and all should go well unless I forgot some kind of detail. We're about to find out. It's connecting to the database now. Just give that a second. A few seconds, I guess. DBC now. By the way, I'm running an AMD FX 4300 quad-core processor, so this is how fast it goes for that. Okay, it's loading the parser for Legion. Processing. I did not think this through before I started the tutorial. This is going to take a little bit. So, may as well open up WoW. Oh dear God, I hope I changed the realm list. It's never too late. Okay, we're good. Might lag a little just because I'm running all these programs at once. 16%. Talk about random stuff until that gets done. Okay, that is the Trial of Valor gear, and that is badass looking. The helmet and shoulders, though, those weren't actual items that you should wear, so I had to transmog them. That's of course the artifact weapon with the hidden appearance. Enter world of Warcraft. God, this is taking forever. Gotta appreciate this artwork. Somebody put a lot of time into this. Also, if you haven't checked out Heroic Dev's Legion Repack, that's what I'm running right now. I think I named it to like Olison Legion or something. Yeah. That was his old username. But I'm on that team and I'm releasing all my fixes that I come up with onto theirs, so if you get a chance, go check it out. don't have to take all damn day. Come on. This is the power you get with an AMD quad-core processor. Go Intel, damn it. Don't make the same mistakes as me. Well, I may as well make more idle chit-chat. I've got an FX 8350 coming in the mail, so once I get that, everything should load at least a little faster, making these videos less long. So yeah. That's 64%. Damn, this was a bad idea. By the time I get in game, that'll be done. But yeah, about the sniffer, people think if they just sit in game and do nothing, that it'll still gather a bunch of data, which is completely, obviously wrong. The sniffer gathers what you're doing, not what everybody else is doing. So if you just sit there in Orgrimmar for like 6 hours somehow, then that's only going to gather a little data for Orgrimmar.
Can I assist you?
Yeah, he is.
Be careful.
And this, 83%. So what you want to do with the Trinity Core Sniffer, you want to just you want to go ahead and do the quest lines and stuff. That's what I do. In that all of High Mountain that's everything from High Mountain. Not just spawns, there's quests, gossip, creature text, everything.
What can I do for you?
Also, if you have any suggestions for what you want fixed now rather than later, go ahead and let me know in the comments, or ACWeb, or our Discord channel. And I'll probably respond within half an hour to an hour. But yeah, if we can get some input on our project, we'd love that. Man, it would suck if this just failed. I've never done it with area trigger before. Alright, so far it's going okay. I was having troubles with it before. It would stop about here, give me an error, and I never figured out what it was. Although it only happened with my newer packets, so that says something. Oh shit, where's this going to? Right here. Let's go ahead and close WoW. That's using a lot of power that it doesn't need to be. Close the world server, because I'll have to restart that anyways after we insert these fixes. Honestly, this video was just meant to be talking about the packet parser and sniffer. I guess I just trailed off here. But oh well, more info for you guys. I feel like I should start putting music in the background for when these moments occur, and they seem to occur pretty often. I guess I'll just read these off. Not that I need to, because you can clearly see with your eyes. This scene template is... I don't know why it's requiring that in the WowPacketParser database. Well, that gives us something to do right now. Scroll down to scene template. Export. We don't want to create the database. And yeah, we want to change this. Export. Close. Shrink that down. Yeah, you guys aren't going to have this if you just downloaded the release like I showed. You have to download the source to get the SQL files. Everything go well? I think it did. Okay, there we go. Although there's only one in there. Okay. Dear God, it's still going. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I hope it doesn't give out here. Success! Okay, and here's what it created. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. I've honestly never messed with area trigger. As ridiculous as that sounds, because I'm making tutorials. I'm gonna have to learn it as best I can, because I want to make all these tutorials for you guys. Well, that won't do. If there's unknown in it, it's not going to insert into the database. So I guess right now there's nothing I can do about these. I've never worked with it before. It's missing those two. So vertice target X and vertice target Y. This is here. There's no data for it yet, but it's here. Well, let me check my desktop. I believe I have a program that just might be able to help. You know, if I can find it. File, open. Navigate over to my DBC files. I'd just assume it would be in here, but I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I got my hopes up. Oh well. We'll figure it out in another video. I suppose now I could change them to 0. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? There's nothing else there. Replace all in selection. Alright, we're in business there. That worked. Game object template add-on. Scroll through all that nonsense. Here's some more scene template after this. Make sure you keep checking down here for errors. That way you can go back and correct them to make sure all of the data gets inserted correctly. And everything's working so far. Just make sure you're watching for unknowns. Neltharian's lair. What? I don't remember. Oh well. See, like right there. All these in quest request items you can just change to 0. They're very, very unimportant. And quest greeting to that. Yeah, that's correct. Copy. Paste. Run. And it went through just fine. Next part. Yeah, it seems kind of boring, doesn't it? It's because it is. I'm kind of blindly inserting right now. Normally you'd want to go through and check all these. But for these purposes of a general user, they can just play around with it until they get it to work. God knows I fucked up the database a few times. Ended up restoring it actually quite a bit. But that's part of the learning process. What can you expect? Alright, now this is display other gender. It's very unimportant, so just go ahead and change that to 0, 0, 0. And we got the creature template add-on before. Just to be sure, let's do it again. Since it's update, it won't mess anything up. It'll just re-update it. NPC vendors. Creature equip template. Gossip menu. Okay. Paste that. Run it. Until now, with the creature add-on, game object, and game object add-on, you know, all the spawns that I told you about, I really didn't mess with the phases too much, but area trigger is now being implemented into this, so I actually might. Alright, got gossip menu. Did you see what I did there? Copied all this right here. And pasted it where unknown was. Only in gossip menu options should you do that. Go ahead and get all this. This is all creature template updates, which means obviously correct levels, factions, flags, some gossip menu IDs, like right here. It's lovely. If this lovely program did not exist, general users would have a hard time. Oh, and this is a bitch right here. Definitely not the correct way to do it, but I don't feel like going through all this, man. And set. Oh, because I have caps on. Set at group underscore ID space colon equals space 0 semicolon. And just scroll through all that nonsense. Copy, clear, paste, run. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about that. You see all these numbers that are grayed out? That's because these little guys are here. And if you want this creature text to work properly, you have to manually go in and delete each and every single one of those. Well, not each and every single one. Like, the ones on the last one, this one, those are fine. But these numbers, it truncates them so they don't work. But I just told you how to fix it. I've fixed it before. I don't feel like going back through it and fixing it again. Okay, NPC, spell click, spells. There's actually something explaining this. When in doubt, Google, of course. Trinity Core, NPC spell click spells. Okay, sorry for my squeaky ass chair. And this will explain everything you need to know. The cast flags, creature casts it on creature, player casts it on creature, creature casts it on player, and so on. But for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to change all the unknowns to zeros. And just go through here. Okay. I guess I completely just messed up and replaced them all with 1, so don't want that. Unknown 0, replace all in selection, and now we insert it into the database with the handy dandy copy and paste tool. Not so much a tool as built into Windows. Okay, page text, that's clearly page text. I mean, I don't know how to explain that any better. If you don't understand that, I'm surprised at you. Okay, that ran. So yeah, that's pretty much all you have to do. I mean, for people like me, though, I just love this area trigger. For people like me, though, I put them into SQL scripts, files, instead of just putting them in usually, but I wanted to show you guys what to do. If you want to see how to make the scripts themselves, just go ahead and let me know in the comments on ACWeb or the comments on this video here. Like I said, don't forget to check out our Discord channel. If you feel I've earned rep on ACWeb, go ahead and hit that plus rep button. If not, that's all good. I hope you learned something. Also, there is a donate button that I just put on there. If you don't feel like donating, ignore it. And yeah, have a good one, guys.